think we are redefining the elements of our existence. You know, if you ask a lot of people what they think is the definition of being human, they would probably say, I mean, the thing is, the birth, food, sex, and death, they're what makes us animals. You know, animals share all of those things as well. What makes us human is our ability to innovate as well and to use technology. But I would also say what sets us apart from animals is not just our use of technology, but our ability to organize socially and to share ideas as well. So part of the kind of the conclusion of the book is about the tension between relying on technology to solve problems or relying on the fact that we can change our behavior and adapt to solve problems. And I think both of those things make us human. The danger is that now we are relying on technology as an easier solution. It's less effort to buy a machine to do something for you than to be prepared to change and adapt. And so it's about the tension between those two things. But you're right, I mean, it all comes down to those definitions of what is it to be human? Is it to be born out of a woman's body? You know, you know, what makes us human? Is it our capacity for empathy? Is it our capacity for change? Is it our desire to use technology? It's also all of those things all in one. There were times when I arrived at different places than I thought I was going to. So with sex robots, I thought, you know, there are some kind of classic feminist arguments against sex robots, and I looked into them. But I arrived in a kind of different place, that I feel the danger of sex robots isn't necessarily about the objectification of women, even though women will be objectified. It was more to do with how all of us, male and female, are going to be affected by the possibility of having a partner where all that matters is what one half of the partnership wants, and how our capacity for empathy is going to be eroded. And just this idea of it's this ancient thing that human beings have kind of wanted, complete power, or the possibility of complete power, which is why we had slaves in ancient Greece and ancient Rome. And it was the idea that it's that mindset rather than anything sexual at all. I didn't expect to arrive at that place. And at the end of the sex robot section, I kind of realized it's actually not about sex at all. It's about power. I mean, certainly all of the technologies that I look at in my book are elite technologies. They're going to be very expensive, even the ones that are supposedly meant to be kind of global technologies. And there's a concern, for example, especially about the lab-grown meat, that it will be a way of richer nations asserting their ethical superiority over poorer nations, because they'll be able to say, look at these barbaric countries that still eat animals. You know, we don't eat animals. We eat meat, but we don't eat animals. So there's a danger of that. And equally, also, I mean, with artificial wombs, the implications of that are enormous. That if you can carry on working as a woman and not worry about morning sickness or traveling, if you can continue being economically productive, because your baby, you're not being pregnant with your baby is being grown outside, then there is a danger of this kind of elitism that will come from that, and that natural pregnancy will become a sign of being poor or being chaotic and disorganized, or unplanned pregnancy. So I think there is a huge possibility, not just on an individual level, but on a national level, of the availability of these technologies causing greater disparity between wealthier people and poorer people, wealthier countries and poorer countries.